Hello, hello, and welcome back to Computing Kids Java 1. My name is Cameron. So last time what we did was we created this launcher where we can press the spacebar and it shoots out these little dots. Today we're going to take a look at another way we could set up a launcher like this using timers instead of the spacebar. So in this way we could create a launcher that operates entirely independently, that we could use, for instance, as, say, an enemy for our player to avoid in our game. So what we're going to do first is we're going to create another launcher actor here. So we're going to say, let's have it be another kind of building. Let's say maybe this igloo, and then we'll say, we call this one timed launcher. And we're going to add our timed launcher to the world. As usual. Let's put that at 200, 100. And there we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a timer using our act method. So the way Greenfoot works is that our act method is called very, very quickly, hundreds of times per second as our game runs. And that's how it creates this illusion of smooth motion. So we can leverage this by using our act method to create a timer. So first what we're going to do is we're going to create a new integer variable. This means that it's just a number. So public int timer. And remember, just like our Boolean last time, we create this outside of the act method so that we can use it inside of it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create our if statement. Our if statement that says, let's say if our timer equals 0, if our timer equals 0, we're going to launch a new actor, and we can take a look at that code as a reminder down here. We say get world, add object, new dot, get x, get y. I'm just going to copy this over here. But now we have if our timer equals 0, we're going to launch a new dot, but we need to actually create the sort of motion of our timer first. So what's going to happen is we are going to set our timer equal to 100 every time it resets. So if our timer equals 0, we're going to set our timer equal to 100. And then outside of our if statement, so every time our act method goes, our timer is going to have 1 subtracted to it. We say timer minus minus, and this means we are subtracting 1 from the value of timer. So and let's, just to be clear here, we're going to set this equal to 0 at the beginning so that we go into this if statement right at the beginning. So now what we can do is hit run, and we can see that our igloo is launching projectiles on this timer. And just to go over again what we did here, we created a new integer, a new number variable up here, set it equal to 0, and our if statement simply says if our timer is equal to 0, we're going to reset our timer, set it back to 100, and we're going to launch a new projectile. And every time through the act method, whether we go through the if statement or not, we are going to subtract 1 from the timer. This represents our timer sort of ticking down by 1 every time through the loop.